Hello everyone, welcome to our live stream. If you just join us Freeboy, you are in the right place. Today we introduce the Y88. This is the teenager electric motor designed for fun, control and confidence. This product is made for kids and young riders who want the real motorcycle style experience, but in a size and design that parents can feel comfortable with. Here, in our live room, we are focused on safe design, solid build quality, and real riding performance, not toys that feel cheap and underpowered. We will walk you through how the Y88 is built, how it performs, and why it's a great option for family looking for a serious kids electric bike. If you have any questions during the live, just drop them in the chat. We are here to help. Alright, now let's get into the performance, because this is where the Y88 really stands out. Let's talk about the performance, because this is where the Y88 really shines. First of all, the Y88 is built with steel frame, and the reason we use steel is simple: stability and durability. At higher speeds or on rough roads, the scooters feel solid, planted, and confident. You don't get that shaky or flimsy feeling. Now let's talk about the battery. The Y88 comes with a 48 watt 30 AMP-hour battery, which is a large capacity setup. That means you can ride longer without constantly worrying about charging. Under normal riding conditions, you can get up to 55 kilometers of range, which is great for daily commuting or long week rides. Now, here is the real highlights: the motor. The Y88 uses a 3000 watt mid-drive motor. Compared to hub models, a mid-drive motor gives you a better balance, smoother power delivery, and stronger climbing ability. Hi, Leona 1920. Compared to hub motors, a mid-drive motor gives you a better balance, smoother power delivery, and stronger climbing ability. When you accelerate, the power feels controlled and steady, not jerky. Hey, hello. Hello, Justin. What brand LED strip do you use in the J11 Plus?
没事，停着就不拍这个，停掉不拍，你就到时候拆箱的时候拍一个那个。对，现在停掉就不拍。啊。
雪峰，J11 Plus 的那个 LED 灯用的是什么？
大包的那3个，我们挑一个。
咋啦 LED 呢？
那个 Facebook 上。 And when you go uphill, the motor keeps pushing without struggling. In terms of speed, the Y88 can catch up to 55 kilometers per hour. But what's important is not just top speed, it's how stable and controllable the scooter feels at that speed. Thanks to the mid-drive system and solid frame, the ride feels very secure. Let's talk about the tires. You get a 15-inch front tire and a 12-inch rear tire. The larger front tire improves stability and helps absorb bumps, while the smaller rear tire 念一下他那条评论。
我那条，因为不是管理员发的，
我都看不到你。
因为他写了个王小峰。
没有啊。
没错，就这两个对比一下，第三个是。
Is ordinary LED lights, Justin. It's ordinary LED lights, Justin.
不用那个
This setup works really well for city trips or evening routes. So overall, the Y88 is beautiful for riders who want strong power, long range, and confident handling. If you are looking for a performance scooters that still feel safe and comfortable, the Y88 is a solid choice. The Y88 is a solid choice. Any questions? Drop them in the chat. I will answer live. Let me slow this down for a second and talk about all parents in the room. Because when it comes to kids, safety and stability matter way more than speed. The biggest reason parents choose the Freeboy Y88 is not because it looks cool. It looks cool. It's because it feels safe at the moment you see it and the moment the kids ride it. First, let's talk about the frame. This bike uses a full steel frame, not plastic, not steel ornament. Steel means it's strong, it's solid, and it can handle real use. Kids are learning, they might tip over, they might bump into things, and this frame is built to handle that without breaking or bending easily. Now let's talk about the stability, because it's huge for young riders. The Y88 has a 40-inch front tire and a 12-inch rear tire. The bigger front wheel helps the bike stay straight, stay balanced, and feel predictable. Less wobble, less panic, more confidence for the child. And the motor, yes, is powerful. But here is the important part. Is mid-drive motor, which means the power comes smooth and balanced, not suddenly. No jerky, no suddenly pumps forward. That makes a massive difference for kids who are still learning steering control.
再拿一个转尺，再量一下那个包装箱的长宽高，就 G01跟 G11的。
So when parents ask me, is this safe for my kids? Can my kids actually control this bike? And that's a very important question. The Y88 is designed to help kids learning how to ride step by step, not all at once. This is not the bike that forces kids to go fast before they are ready. One key reason is the mid-drive model design. Instead of sending power suddenly to the wheel, the motor delivers power smoothly and evenly. The child twist control.
如果实在没有就说，行，如果实在没有就说就算了，有的话就你再拍那个测量测一下，好吧？好，没事。那你反正你那个
When the child
车体的时候，你不是还有第三，你如果说两个拆掉了，然后还有一个是
not aggressively. The smooth response gives keys time to think, adjust, and react. They don't feel suppressed or scared by the bike. They feel like they are in control. They feel like they are in control, not being pulled forward. This is extremely helpful for beginners. This is pretty helpful for beginners. Kids who are learning need predictability. When they know how the bike will respond, they gain confidence faster. The Y88 allows kids to focus on basics, balance, steering, braking, and posture, instead of worrying about sudden movements. And for your parents, this means something very important. You can watch your child learning and improve, instead of constantly worrying about loss of control. Over time, kids naturally develop better fluid control and coordination. The bike grows with skills instead of overwhelming them on day one. This is why we say Y88 is not just about riding, it's about learning, responsibility, building confidence, and developing well-ride skill. Always with adult supervisions, of course. This kind of control-focused design is what helps parents feel comfortable saying yes. Always with adult supervision. Now let me quickly walk you through these basic species, just so you clearly understand what Y88 is built with. The frame is made of steel, not plastic. That gives the bike a solid structure and help it stay stable while kids are riding. Power comes from a 3000 watt meter drive motor. This type of motor keeps the weight balanced and delivers power smoothly, which is why the bike feels controlled instead of aggressive. The battery is 48 watt, 30 ampere-hour battery. That combination provides steady power and reliable performance during the ride. In terms of riding range, the Y88 can catch up to 55 kilometers, which is about 34 miles, depending on riding style and conditions. The top speed goes up to 55 kilometers per hour, but again, this bike is designed to be ridden responsibly and under control and under adult supervision. For wheel size, it uses a 40-inch front tire and a 12-inch rear tire. This setup improves balance and helps young kids feel more confident. And for shipping and storage, the package size is 3,317 by 3,020 by 6,055 kilometers, making it easy to transport and store when it arrives. These species work together to create a balanced, stable, and peaceful electric light, not just something that looks powerful on paper. Hello everyone. If you have any questions, just drop them on the chat. Hello everyone, welcome to our live stream. If you just enjoying, if you have any questions, just drop it in the chat. I will check it. You send me cat. What it means? What's that mean? You send me cat. You mean where you shop this? What that means? You sell me cat. Today we are introduce the Y88. This is a teenager electric model designed for fun, control, and confidence. This product is made for kids and young riders who want the real motorcycle style experience. In the size and the design that the parents can feel comfortable with. Here in our playroom, we focus on safe design, solid build quality, and feel ready in performance. Not toys that feel cheap and underpowered. We will walk you through how the Y88 is built, how it performs, and why it is a great option for family looking for a serious kids electric bike. If you have any questions during the live, just drop them on the chat.
你这个第一步先这样子的。 流程是这样子的，就是他出了这个客户下完单之后
，We're here to help. Alright, let's get into the performance because this is the Y88 really stands out.
在哪个仓库？比如他出了一台 G11，然后就找你问 G11的仓库那个。
First of all, the Y88 is built with steel frame, and the reason we use steel is simple. Stability and durability. At higher speeds or on rough roads, the scooter feels solid, planted, and confident. You don't get that shaky or bouncing feeling. Now let's talk about the battery. The Y88 comes with a 48 watt 3 AMP-hour battery, which is a large capacity setup. That means you can ride longer with constantly worrying about charging. Under normal riding conditions, you can get up to 55 kilometers of range, which is great for daily commuting or longer week rides. Now here is the real highlight, the motor. This is the highlight, the motor. The Y88 is the 3,000 watt mid-drive model compared to hub models. The mid-drive models give you a better balance, smoother. The mid-drive models gives you a better balance, smoother power delivery, and stronger climbing ability. When you accelerate, the power feels controlled and steady, not jerky. And when you go uphill, the motor keeps pushing without struggling. In terms of speed, the Y88 can catch up to 55 kilometers per hour. But what's important is not just the top speed, it's how stable and controllable the scooter feels at that speed. Thanks to the mid-drive system and the solid frame, the ride is very secure. Let's talk about the tires. You can get a 14-inch front tire and a 12-inch rear tire. The larger front tire improves stability and helps absorb bumps. Well, the slight smaller rear tire makes the scooters feel more responsive and agile. This setup works really well for city streets and evening roads. So overall, the Y88 is built for riders who want the strong power, long range, and confident handling. It's fast, it's stable, and it feels very easy to control.
就是让你，就是把你们那个送到那个物流那个站点去嘛，送到那边拿。
If you are looking for a performance scooter that still feels safe and comfortable, the Y88 is solid choice. Let me slow this down for a second to talk to all the parents in the room, because when it comes to kids, safety and stability matters way more than speed. The biggest reason parents choose the Freeboy Y88 is not because it looks cool, it's because it feels safe and the moment you see it and the moment your kids ride it. First, let's talk about the frame. This bike uses a full steel frame, not plastic, not stained aluminum. Steel means it's strong. Steel means it's strong, it's solid, and it can handle well use. Kids are learning, they might tip over, they might bump into things. And this frame is built to handle that without breaking or bending easily. Now let's talk about stability. Let's talk about stability. Because this is huge for young riders. The Y88 has a 40-inch front tire and a 12-inch rear tire. The front tire means the bigger front tire helps the bike stay straight, stay balanced, and feel predictable. Less wobble, less panic, more confident for your child. And the motor, yes, it's powerful, but here's the important part: is mid-drive motor, which means the power comes out smooth and balanced, not jerky. It's mid-drive motor. Instead of hub motor, the mid-drive can be more powerful. Here's the light for now. It's very This is our brand new Freeboy Y88 is for teens. You can use it and predictable.
年轻买家这样更方便，你的年轻上最好，年轻不上你再送过去。
Let's talk about the stability.
不给他香，不给他香。
Let's talk about stability.
送不过去你更麻烦呀。而且你就算你送不过去，你肯定。
Because this is huge for young riders. The Y88 has a 40-inch front tire and a 12-inch rear tire.
你30多公里啊。
Rear tire. The bigger front tire helps the bike stay straight, stay balanced, and feel predictable. Less wobble, less panic, and more confident for your child. And the motor, yes, is powerful. But here's the important part. This is a mid-drive motor, which means the power comes out smooth and balanced, not steadily. No scary jerks. No steadily jerk from forward. That makes a massive difference for kids who are still learning roller control. So when parents ask me, is this safe for my kids? And that's a great question. The Freeboy Y88 is designed to help kids learning how to ride step by step, not all at once. This is not a bike that forces kids to go fast before they are ready. One key reason is the mid-drive reason. One key reason is the mid-drive motor design. Instead of sending power suddenly to the wheel, the motor delivers power smoothly and evenly. When a child twists the stroller, the bike is when the child stolen the power comes smoothly and evenly. When a child twists the stroller, the bike responds gradually, not aggressively. The smooth reason gives kids a time to think, adjust, and react. They don't feel surprised or scared by the bike. They feel like they are in control, not being pulled forward. This is extremely helpful for beginners. Kids are learning into predictable. When they know how the bike will respond, they gain confidence faster. The Y88 allows kids to focus on basics, balance, steering, braking, and posture, instead of worrying about sudden movements. And for parents, this means something very important. You can watch your child learning and improve instead of constantly worrying about the loss of control. Over time, kids naturally develop a better student control and coordination. The bike grows with the skills instead of overwhelming them on day one. This is why we say Y88 is not just about riding, it's about learning responsibility, building confidence, and developing well-riding skills. Always without separation, of course. This kind of control-focused design is what helps parents feel comfortable saying yes. Now let me quickly walk you through the basics, just so you clearly understand what a Y88 is built with. The frame is made of steel, not plastic. This that gives bike a solid structure to help it stay stable and when kids are ready. Power comes from a 3000 watt mid-drive motor. This type of motor keeps the weight balanced and delivers power smoothly, which is why the wide bike feels controlled instead of aggressive.
就明天跟一个不一样的图片了，然后发微信讲我做的了，他走那个对他要不了，你咋知道的？因为你跟我说了呀，他妈难怪他那个便单是走一个人。
我犹豫啊。
他妈自己那个发哪里？
是吗？好看，还齐刘海呢，现在怎么刘海是以前
The battery is a 48-volt, 30 AMP-hour battery. That combination provides state power and reliable performance during the ride. In terms of riding range, the Y88 can catch up to 55 kilometers, which is about 34 miles, depending on riding style and conditions. The top speed goes up to 55 km/h. But again, this bike is designed to be ridden responsibly and under adult supervision. While size, it uses a 40-inch front tire and a 12-inch rear tire. This setup improves balance and helps young riders feel more confident. And for shipping and storage, the package size is 103017 by 3012 and 6015 millimeters, making it easy to transport and store where it arrives. These pieces work together to create a balanced, stable, and kids-focused electric dirt bike, not just something that feels power on paper. Hello everyone. Today we are introducing our brand new teen dirt electric bike. This is a teenager electric motor designed for fun, control, and confidence. This product is made for kids and young riders who want the real motorcycle style experience, but in a size and design that parents can feel comfortable with. Here in our dining room, we focus on safe design, solid build quality, and real riding performance. Not toys that feel cheap and underpowered. We will walk you through how the Y88 is built, how it performs, and why it's a great option for families looking for serious kids electric bike. If you have any questions during the live, just drop a line in the chat. We are here to help. Alright, let's get into the performance because this is where the Y88 stands out. First of all, the Y88 is built with a steel frame, and the reason we use steel is simple: stability and durability. At higher speeds or on rough roads, the scooters feel solid, planted, and confident. You don't get that jerky, sticky, shaky, and flimsy feeling. Now let's talk about the battery. The Y88 comes with a 48 watt 30 amp hour battery, which is a large capacity setup. That means you can ride longer without constantly worrying about charging. Under normal riding conditions, you can get up to 55 kilometers of range, which is great for daily commuting or long week rides. Now, here is a real highlight, the motor. The Y88 uses a 3000 watt mid-drive motor. Compared to hub motors, a mid-drive motor gives you a better balanced, smooth power delivery and a stronger climbing ability. When you accelerate, the power comes from the power feels control and steady, not jerky. And when you go uphill, the motor keeps pushing without struggling. In terms of speed, the Y88 can catch up to 55 kilometers per hour. But what's important is not just top speed, it's how stable and controllable the scooter feels at less speed. Thanks to the mid-drive system and a solid frame, the ride feels very scary. Let's talk about tires. The Y88 uses a 40-inch front tire and a 12-inch rear tire. The larger front tire improves stability and helps absorb bumps, while the slightly smaller tire makes the scooter feel more responsive and angled. These setups work together. This setup works really well for city streets and evening roads. So overall, the Y88 is built for riders who want strong power, long range, and confident handling. It's fast, it's stable, and it feels very easy to control. If you are looking for performance scooters that still feel safe and comfortable, the Y88 is a good choice. The Y88 is built for riders who want strong power, long range, and confident handling. It's fast, it's stable, and it feels very easy to control. If you are looking for performance scooters that still feel safe and comfortable, the Y88 is a solid choice. Let me slow down for a second to talk about all parents in the room. Because when it comes to kids, safety and stability matters way more than speed. The bigger reason parents choose the Freeboy Y88 is not because it looks cool. It's because it feels safe the moment you see it and the moment you can ride it. First, let's talk about the frame. This bike uses a full steel frame, no plastic. Steel means it's strong, it's solid, and it can handle real use. Kids are running, they might tip over, they might bump into things, and this frame is built to handle and land without breaking or bending easily. Now let's talk about stability, because it's huge for young riders. The Y88 has a 40-inch front tire and a 12-inch rear tire. The bigger front will help the bike stay straight, stay balanced, and feel predictable. Less wobble, less panic, and more confident for your ride for your child. And the motor, yes, it's powerful, but here is important part: is mid-drive motor, which means the power comes smooth and balanced, not suddenly, no jerky, no scary jerks, not suddenly pumps forward. That makes a massive difference for kids who are still learning steering control. So when parents ask me, is this safe for my kids? Can my kids actually control this bike? And that's very important questions. The Y88 is designed to help kids learning how to ride step by step, not all at once. This is not a bike that forces kids to go fast before they are ready. One key reason is the mid-drive motor design. Instead of sending power suddenly to the wheel, the motor delivers power smoothly and evenly. When a child treats the stolen, the bike responds gradually, not aggressively. The smooth reason gives kids time to think, adjust, and react. They don't feel surprised or scared by the bike. They feel like they are in control, not being pulled forward. This is extremely helpful for beginners. Kids who are learning need predictability. When they know how the bike will respond, they gain confidence faster. The Y88 allows kids to focus on the basics: balanced, steering, braking, and posture, instead of worrying about studying moments. And for parents, they mean something very important. You can watch your child learning and improve, instead of constantly worrying about loss of control. Over time, kids naturally develop a better steering control and coordination. The bike grows with their skills instead of worrying about. The bike grows with their skills instead of overwhelming them on day one. That's why we say Y88 is not just because. That's why we say Y88 is not just about riding. It's about learning, responsibility, building confidence, and developing real riding skills. Always with adult supervision, of course. This kind of control-focused design is what helps parents feel comfortable and say yes. Okay, let's quickly walk you through the basic spaces, just so you clearly understand what Y88 is built with. The frame is made of steel, not plastic. That gives the bike solid structure and helps it stay stable when kids are riding. Power comes from a 3000 watt mid-drive motor. This type of motor keeps the weight balanced and stable when the kids are riding. The battery is a 48 watt 3 AMP-hour battery. That combination provides steady power and reliable performance during the riding. In terms of riding range, the Y88 can catch up to 15.5 kilometers, which is about 13.4 miles, depending on riding style and conditions. These switches work together to create a balanced stable and kids focus like dirt bike, not just something that looks power on paper.